Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Homemade Indian Food. Today we're going to be making one of Mumzies' favorite desserts, Gulab Jamun. I'd like to say thank you to Akshaya V, Mritunjay Kumar, Vinayak Kamble, Ishaan Wadwha, Aditi Kulkarni, Suman Dhankar, Prashant Dwivedi, and Play to Win. Thank you so much for making this request.
Thank you.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the ingredients we're going to use to make our Gulab Jamun. First, we have the sugar syrup. We have sugar, rose water, and fresh cardamom powder. And then for the Gulab Jamun, we have milk powder, all-purpose flour, milk, curd, ghee, baking soda, and pistachio nuts. That's it for the ingredients for Gulab Jamun. Let's go ahead and get started making it. I have my pot over a medium-high heat. I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar to it. And I'm also going to add 1.5 cups of water. And we'll bring this to a boil. Now I'm going to add half of the cardamom powder. I'll set the other half aside and we'll use that for the Gulab Jamun. Okay, the sugar water has come to a boil. I'll go ahead and turn the flame off now. I'll continue to stir. And we want the consistency of the sugar water to be sticky but not stringy. It's not stringy right now. We'll continue to stir and I'll check the consistency one more time. Now I'll add the rose water. And then we'll take this and we'll set it aside and we can begin making the Gulab Jamun balls. Okay, we'll get started making the Gulab Jamun. We'll take all of our dry ingredients and we'll place it into a mixing bowl. So I have the milk powder, the all-purpose flour, the baking soda, and the cardamom powder. Add that all in. We'll get it whisked together so that it's properly incorporated. Next, we'll add the curd to the milk. And then I'll take and I'll make a mess. Beat the curd into the milk. Just trying to break down the curd so it gets to a nice consistency, blended with the milk. Okay, now we'll take and we'll add the ghee into the flour and milk powder mixture. we'll get that incorporated by hand to make sure that all of the ghee gets mixed in there well. And then, as with all doughs, we're going to slowly add the milk and curd mixture in a little at a time to make sure that we don't add too much. Just a little bit longer and I'll have all this ghee mixed in. And we're gonna go until we can make a nice smooth dough ball out of this. So I'll just keep adding the milk and curd mixture in until we get it to the proper consistency. Okay, we have our dough ball made. Now we'll go ahead and break them down into individual size Gulab Jamuns. Try to make them about golf ball size. I was able to make 12 pieces of Gulab Jamun out of the dough that we made. I have them all formed. We'll go ahead and get some oil in the kadai and get that heated up, and we'll go ahead and deep fry these. Okay, we have the oil heated up in the kadai to the right temperature. Now we'll go ahead and drop our Gulab Jamun in, and we will cook these until they're nice and golden brown. They're looking pretty good. They're turning a nice golden brown. Yeah. Just about ready to put them into the sugar. Now we'll take them out of the oil. We'll add them into our sugar. And we'll let these soak in the sugar for 3 hours. Sure they get nice and coated. And I'll turn them over the course of the 3 hours to make sure that they get soaked nice and thoroughly. There's only one final thing to do, and that's to put these into a bowl of ice cream, and Mumzies is going to put these to the test. Well, how does that Gulab Jamun look?
I'm impressed.
Thank
you did a good job.
Ready to put it to the test?
I am.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Well, since I don't consume sugar, this is all on Mumsies to put it to the test.
Me.
But what I will do, Mumsies didn't want the pistachios, so
You get to eat the pistachios.
I'll eat the pistachios.
It looks good. It's so hot it's melting the ice cream.
Yeah, lots of people say you have to eat the Gulab Jamun hot with vanilla ice cream.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Here she goes.
Oh, wow. It looks just like it. Cheers.
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 Mine are kind of salty.
This is very sweet, but very good.
Good.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Very, very good. You want a happy day?
Well, we should ask Akshaya and everybody if they want the happy dance. I'm sure they do.
It's very good. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, thank you so much. Akshaya V, Mritunjay Kumar, Vinayak Kamble, Ishaan Wadwha, Aditi Kulkarni, Suman Dhankar, Prashant Dwivedi, and Play to Win. Got that last one right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for requesting the Gulab Jamun, and thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah, it's been out there for a while.
It has. It really has. And there were a lot of you that were requesting this one for Diwali also.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry that we weren't able to get it prior to Diwali, but shortly after.
Yeah.
Shortly after.
Yeah.
And to be fully transparent and open and honest with you, this was not an easy one to make.
You have to get it just right.
It seemed like it was gonna seemed like it was gonna be fairly easy to make. I mean, the simple syrup, the sugar, and the water, and that's
easy.
No problem there. But to actually get the dough for the Gulab Jamun to be properly, there was a lot of manipulation on that.
Yeah.
The recipe, I'll put a link down in the description below, but if you follow it, just be prepared to make some modifications for it. I had to add a lot more curd
You did.
to it
But
than
I don't
what
know
the recipe called for.
You know, our milk powder was different that we get here. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of different variations or variables that could have happened. Our air could have been different. We just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's baking. It's precise. This is not just cooking where you just whip some ingredients together and you can improvise.
No.
This is.
It has to be. Yeah. And you did. You
Yeah,
made it work.
I suspect the problem was because the issue was the dough was really dry and cracking, and the Gulab Jamun, you're supposed to have no cracks in it at all. And one of the pitfalls that the author of the recipe said was that if your milk powder is not full fat milk powder,
Right.
it's going to be a problem. So I suspect it was the milk powder.
Maybe.
I purchased the deep brand milk powder, the Indian milk powder, so I figured that was going to be okay, but it didn't have any labeling on it that said whether it was full fat or fat free. So I suspect that it was the milk fat that was the issue, and that's why I went ahead and added the curd. And when I added the curd, it got to the proper consistency that I was looking for.
Well, it turned out. It did turn out.
It doesn't have too much cardamom in it.
No. Just enough.
Mumzies isn't a huge fan of cardamom.
No, I can handle some.
I absolutely love it, but
Yeah.
she so I only put a small amount. Actually,
Right.
I only put 4 cardamom pods worth.
Yeah. I mean, I like it in the dishes, but I just like too much of it. It overpowers for me, and I like to get all the flavors.
So we had a nice question from M. Patberg asking what kind of mixer grinders we use and that whether or not we like them. Yeah, so we actually have a few different things, few tools that we use. We have the Vitamix, and I'll put links down in the description to the manufacturer's websites if I can find them. Should be able to find them. Of the various products, the tools that we use. There's no affiliation, there's no sponsorship or anything, so don't worry about that. Not that you would be worried about it. But for our blender, we use 2 blenders. We have the Vitamix. I believe it's the 750 Pro. It's a pretty high-end Vitamix blender, but honestly, from what I've seen on YouTube videos, I'm very impressed with the blenders that you have in India. They look like they work very well, every bit as well as the high-end Vitamix here in the US.
Right, they do.
And then I have the little bullet, the Nutra Ninja bullet that I use for the small blendings, the tomato purees and things like that. I make my chutneys in that. That works really well. It just doesn't blend it quite as finely as the Vitamix does, but it does work. We have a Cuisinart. Is it Cuisinart or KitchenAid?
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid for our food processor, and that works really well too. We have a few different attachments on it so that we can chop, we can shred. I mean, it works very well. I'm impressed with how well that works.
Yeah, I've always liked it.
And then what else? Just the traditional. We have a marble mortar.
Oh yeah,
and
pestle.
Pestle. I always want to say pestle.
Pestle.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what we use for our chopping and blending and grinding. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a dedicated spice grinder. No. I know a lot of people in America use just a normal coffee bean grinder for their spices, but I don't. If I need to do it, the Vitamix works really well. If I'm making some type of masala and I need to put whole spice and ground them up, I'll drop those in the Vitamix and it'll do a great job.
Right.
Yeah. That's it. Excellent question. Thank you very much.
It was.
Are you going to finish, or is that too rich?
No, well, it is very rich. But it's very good.
Going to have to take some over to Coco and Juliet, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Srinath Kashyap, what are we going to be making next? We haven't been getting our daily reminders from you. It's been like every other day now. That's okay. We're still going to make it for you.
Yes.
And for all the others that have also requested it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We greatly appreciate it.
We really do.
Until next time.
Bye.
She's eating sweets.
You have something on your face.
And I'm eating pistachio nuts.